Welcome! My name is Allison if you're new here, and today I'm going to be making vegan chocolate chip cookies. I'm using the website Living It Vegan today, which I will link down below for their chocolate chip cookie recipe. One other thing I really like about this recipe, or this website in general, is that if you ever have a question about a substitute or if you can bake them a certain way or anything like that, there's a very extensive comment section and the author of the website always replies to people. Odds are your question is probably already answered, or if it isn't, you can just comment and ask her, which is super cool. It's kind of like having like a cookbook if you can just like call up the author and be like, can I use coconut oil instead of butter? I do change a few things with the recipe here, but I will note them when we bake together. I hope that you enjoy this video, and I hope that you can make them yourself at home because they're so good. Sorry, I'm just like really excited. I've wanted cookies all day. So today is brought to you by Green Fin Wine from Trader Joe's. Super good. If you haven't heard of it, tasty. Since this is a vegan cookie recipe, the first thing that you are going to add is a peach, and then you're going to add a nectarine, and then a lot, like so much kale. Like, you see my head, how big it is? Like probably that much kale, honestly. Like, just keep putting it in until the bowl's full, right? No, I'm just kidding. I honestly feel like that's how people see vegan recipes though. They're like, oh, it's a vegan cookie, it must be made with spinach. I'm like, as much as I love spinach, that's not happening. Anyways, let's get to baking. So I have put all of my ingredients on the countertop. The recipe calls for flour, brown sugar, which I'm using the vegan brown sugar, but it's dark brown, so I'm gonna do half that and half this organic white sugar. Vanilla extract, vegan butter, I'm using Earth Balance, baking powder, baking soda, cornstarch, and then the famous Trader Joe's chocolate chips. And then of course, a little bit of salt. And then I put my measuring cups there for readiness. In the beginning steps, you should also preheat your oven to 375 and let that preheat while you're making everything. So the first thing that we are going to do is cream the butter and the sugar together. So I'm gonna go measure out the butter and then measure the sugar. So the first ingredient is going to be a half cup of vegan butter. So we got that right here. And what I'm going to actually do is, because you want it to be room temperature or softened, and this was in the fridge, so it's quite hard, I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 10 seconds. So now that we have the vegan butter, we are going to do the light brown sugar, but in my case, it's vegan brown sugar, half of that, and then half of the white sugar. It says 1 cup. The main reason I'm not using all of this brown sugar, even though the recipe just asked for brown sugar, is because my mom buys vegan dark brown sugar and there's a higher molasses content in it, meaning that if I were to bake with this, the cookies would be way softer and like way more soft than I would want them to if I only used it. I found out that the hard way because I honestly prefer crispier chocolate chip cookies. The first time I made them, they were like incredibly soft. So tip if you are using that kind of sugar, I guess. Also, I just wanted to say I apologize for this interesting angle. I'm on the floor right now because I don't really know how to set up a camera in the kitchen yet. I'm assuming I'll get there. I do enjoy baking and cooking, so it would be cool if I could make these and have people enjoy them. I don't know, but we'll see. You can also, one thing that I've always read on recipes is that when it comes to sugar in baking, you can pretty much always decide how much you want. Sometimes it will play around with the consistency. If you wanted to add like half the sugar content, you'd be fine. I've made this with like 3/4 before and it was good. So after adding the sugar and the butter together, you are going to add soy milk and vanilla to the mixture. So I'm gonna measure out 1/4 of the almond milk. I'm going to add the almond milk. Try not to spill it. Start that. Next, the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I, however, always double vanilla in my recipes for baked goods. It's never failed me, so. I'm just just going to use the same pitcher here that I did before. I'm going to do 2 cups of flour. One thing that I will say as well, it's really not the worst thing in the world to double this recipe. If you are a fan of cookies or if you live in a household of people who eat cookies, you can always double it. So I've got 2 cups of flour here. So next I'm going to add the cornstarch, the baking soda, and the baking powder. There's going to be 1 teaspoon of baking soda, baking powder. And then depending on if you want softer or firmer cookies, this step I would change. I normally only do 1 teaspoon of cornstarch because cornstarch, if you don't know, makes whatever you're baking a bit softer. And I prefer a little bit more of a crunchy chocolate chip cookie. And so I'm going to only do 1 teaspoon of the cornstarch. Now I'm going to stir. I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. I never really add more than that. It's never really served me wrong. So after I mixed all my dry ingredients together, I'm going to add them to my wet ingredients. Scandal. I'm first going to start with half of them and then I'll add more. I'm going to use my handy dandy spatula. I don't know if you know this, but spatulas double as karaoke mics. Yeah! But they also double as Christmas accessories, like this one. So cute. So after adding half of the dry ingredients, I am going to push down whatever's there, and if there's any like stragglers, gotta mix them back in, and then I'm going to add the rest of the dry ingredients. Now that I have all of my ingredients in this fabulous mixture, I'm going to add in my chocolate chip. I take 1 cup of these. Super good Trader Joe's vegan chocolate chips. I don't know if I'm alone out there. You'll have to sample them. But something about this batter before there's chocolate chips in them, I feel like it's like virgin batter. It's so good. So pure. Super good. I don't know what it is about the night I make cookies, or like whenever I make cookies, normally it's at night. I feel like I have to eat cookie dough and then I never get to the actual cookies. Like it just doesn't happen. Like I want to, but I have a stomachache by that time, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna add these chocolate chips here. So this is possibly the most important step to the whole cookie making process, and that is to taste the dough. Like, how could you not? Like, who are you? My neighbor's dog. I've literally never felt like Elaine in the episode where she relocates her neighbor's dog, but oh my god, like, he's gotta go, you know what I'm saying? He barks so much. It's really dumb. Now taste it. There you go. And don't worry, I don't cook like this for anyone outside of my family. I'm much more sanitary than I wouldn't be doing this. If I ever give you cookies, don't worry about it. Gonna get out a pan. So I'm going to use this cookie sheet. I don't know if you use parchment paper or silicone baking sheets, but silicone baking sheets, shout out to them because they're reusable and they wash easy. You can literally throw them in the dishwasher, so there's like no reason not to use them. So I'm going to take the spoon and spoon some cookies on here. It's important that you wash your hands before this step because cleanliness. And now these are ready for the oven. So after I put the cookies in, I'm gonna set my timer for 13 minutes. Hey Siri, set my timer for 13 minutes.
Okay, 13 minutes and counting.
Alright, so my 13-minute timer just went off and these do not look ready. So I'm gonna leave them in for about 2 more minutes and then check them again. These look good to go. I think they are done. So I'm going to let them sit there for a few minutes. And here you go. Let me try one. Perfectly nice brown on the bottom. Very good. And that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making it. These cookies are delicious, so I would highly recommend you make them. It's the best cookie recipe I've found, honestly. I hope to do more baking and cooking videos in the future. I really enjoy doing stuff like this. It's something I've always loved doing, and if I could do it with you, I think that would be so fun. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to. It's something that really means a lot to me. Every time I get a new subscriber, I run and tell my boyfriend I have a new one because it's just so exciting that someone out there likes my videos and thinks that maybe I'm nice too. So yeah, if you want to. Anyways, I hope that you have an amazing day and an amazing week, and I'll see you next week. Bye!